Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again, and wow, I don't even know how to. Wow. Mm, Well, guys, if you hadn't heard yet, you're gonna hear it now. We know how free agency is, and the things that surround free agency, and how crazy free agency can get. You be like, oh, I didn't think that guy would go there. Oh my God, they traded for that person. That he did what? He signed for what? He could have got more money, or they paid too much for him. Really? That's our fan reaction through free agency. It is. It is throughout the whole free agency. Now, it free agency really ain't even opened up until tomorrow, technically. To yesterday and today was the legal tampering. So basically, you can agree to terms with players, but they really can't sign until tomorrow. So everybody that got said contracts or agreed to terms is the correct term to use. They all signed their contracts tomorrow. They just agreed yesterday and today. Now, we lost Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn is getting a 5-year massive deal with the Chicago Bears, which I guess you could say Bears was my childhood secondary team, because those of you that followed my channel from the beginning, I told you guys I'm originally from Indiana. I was always a Cowboy fan, but my family growing up was half Bear fans, half Cowboy fans. I used to live 25 minutes away from Chicago, so like I wasn't that far away from the city. But and no, none of us were Colts fans, because back then in the 80s, they were a brand new team, you know what I mean? So nobody really rocked with the Colts like that. So maybe some of my family members now, I know some of my family members that moved to Ohio, some of them are now Bengal fans. I don't understand that, but whatever the situation is, I'm not jumping ship to my team. I'm always going to be a Cowboy fan for life. But it's crazy. Robert Quinn's gone, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But you look at Jason Witten. Jason Witten tomorrow will be signing with the Las Vegas Raiders. Wow. 16 seasons total with the Dallas Cowboys. You come back and play. I thought he was just going to come back and play for a year, maybe go back to the booth. I mean, he wasn't that good at it, but, Jason Witten is going to be a future Hall of Famer anyway. He's a future gold jacket. He's going to get his gold jacket one day. But in his mind, he still want to play football. He still feel like he can do it. Now, some of you guys that don't know what happened with Jason Witten and the Dallas Cowboys, you know that he was only allowed to come back because Jason Garrett was here. Now, with the new regime, they're basically telling him, hey, you can come back if you want. They weren't telling, it wasn't about telling, because they could have got him for cheap, because the Raiders got him for cheap. I'll tell you the price tag in a minute. But if the Cowboys really wanted him to come back, well, if he really wanted to come back to the Cowboys, the only thing that Mike McCarthy's crew said, hey, we know that you're a longtime Dallas Cowboy. We know that you want to be back with this team, but we cannot make you the starter, because we're not going to continue to impede the process of these younger freaking tight ends. Because what if we've been talking about with this team for the longest time, that we impede the process of younger players because we keep putting these old guys in front? Now, Sean Lee is a different situation, because at linebacker, you know that it's 3 different spots at linebacker. So because of that, you can put them in and out interchangeably. But with other positions, not so much. So Jason Witten is the type of guy, like, he wants the spotlight. He wants to play. He don't want to get off the field, because he's got that veteran status, and he's like, nah, I'm staying in the game. So under Jason Garrett let Jason Witten do what he wanted to do. But now that we have Mike McCarthy, the rules are changed. They're basically saying that, hey, Jason, you come back, but you're not going to be the starter. You're not going to unseat Blake Jarwin. We're going to sign Blake Jarwin, which they did or are going to tomorrow. Jason, you gotta take the back seat to Blake Jarwin, and I guess he sat back and thought about that. Like, you know what? If I'm gonna play, I'm gonna play. I don't want to be nobody's backup. So, because of that reason, that's why the talks were stalemated. You remember when they said that Jason Witten went and talked to them during the combine and during all the, that situation. So that was the conversation between him and Mike McCarthy in a nutshell. That's not exactly the verbiage because I wasn't there in the room, but basically that's what was said. You ain't going to start over Blake Jarwin. We are going to make Blake Jarwin a starter, and we plan on paying him, which fast forward to this week, that's what they're doing. So Jason Witten is now going to agree to terms with, I keep wanting to say Oakland, Las Vegas Raiders. His contract, very small. It was a 1-year contract worth up to $4.75 million. Now, that's chump change. And I'm pretty sure they probably told him, hey, you're a starter. You're a starter. Now, we got a couple of Cowboy ex-players on the Raiders. Rod Marinelli, our old defensive coordinator, is the defensive coordinator for the Raiders now. So there's some familiar, I can never say that word. There's some familiar faces over there that he knows. So I just think it's so, let me know what you guys think, but I just think it's weird as hell. First of all, to see Jason Witten in a Raiders jersey is going to be weird as hell. To see him in black and silver. What's even more interesting is to see him in a jersey that's not the Dallas Cowboys. It doesn't have a star on the helmet. That's going to be really interesting. How he's going to play with the Raiders, I don't know. He's been in the Cowboys system so long, he pretty much knew what was going on with the Cowboys. Now you got an older guy that's got to relearn a new system. That's going to be interesting too. But I know a lot of you guys are probably happy, like, good riddance, Jason Witten. You should have just stayed retired and got your gold jacket in 5 years. That's what I know. That's what a lot of you guys are thinking right now. I just think it's hilarious. We all speculated that he was going to go to the Giants with Jason Garrett because that's the obvious spot because him and Jason are like this. So Sean Lee likes him too. So I don't know if we don't sign Sean Lee back, he could either go to they'll probably pick him up for the Raiders too because Marinelli's over there. The Raiders love to get ex-Cowboy players. They do. They love that. They salivate over it. I think John Gruden, he's just like, Dallas got a lot of... So it puts things in perspective. Guys, think about this for 1 second. How good the players are on this team that we had. And how come we couldn't get past certain positions in the playoffs? How we couldn't make it to the Super Bowl. How we could not win an NFC title game. The answer is simple. It's because we had terrible coaching. You got the talent because... You know it's not the players because why do they go to other teams to play better? Explain that to me. So, I mean, common sense will tell you they had to make a change, and they did make a change, but I think it's a little too late because there's some players that we lost that I really would have loved to see flourish under Mike McCarthy and Mike Nolan and Jim Tomsula. But well, what can you do? What can you do? Like, we're at a point right now where I didn't think, and shout out to Cowboys blog, Mr. Rodriguez. He said himself, hey, the Cowboys rebuilding because it seems like it. They said that they weren't rebuilding, but it seems like they're rebuilding because of the simple fact that you're losing all these players. We don't even know if they're going to be able to sign Malik Collins back. Tristan Hill was drafted to take that spot. But is he good enough to take that spot over? You got rid of Taco Charlton. He's in Miami. Byron Jones is in Miami. Alan Hearns is in Miami. So you look at, like, think about it. Look around the league. Look at where a lot of the players that used to play on the Cowboys and what teams they're playing for now. And look at what they're doing with their new teams. Not to mention our linebackers and secondary guys that went to Kansas City and won a damn Super Bowl. And we just sitting here like, wow. So, with that being said, let me know what you guys think about Jason Witten going to the Raiders. I just think it's funny as hell. He can make up to $4.75 million. Real small contract. Not eating up anybody's cap space at all. It's a 1-year contract. It's a show improved me contract pretty much. So let me know what you guys think about that. I just think that it's hilarious. It's gonna be weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. God, but I hated to see two guys I hated to see go. And I know I didn't get the chance to say this in the last video because it happened after I did it. But Robert Quinn, like, God, that when I saw that, I was like, with the Bears? Damn it. Like, oh. I'm just like, don't they have Khalil Mack over there now too? What the? Oh, Jesus. Their defensive line is going to be serious. But I look at it like this. And my thing is this. If Snacks Harrison is still out there, if the Cowboys can land Snacks Harrison, I'll feel a little less bad about not having Robert Quinn. I'm going to tell you why. Because it's a cause and effect for everything, right? You have a good defensive line, your secondary is going to be better, right? It's a chicken and egg situation. So, you got a one technique in there, like Snacks Harrison, that can eat up all those blocks. And what is the main purpose of a defensive tackle one technique? Tell me what it is. Because I'll tell you. The main job is to clog and contain. I say this all the time. If he's doing his job, the ends will eat. It'll be easier for the ends to rush the passer. So the better one technique guy you have in there, the nose tackle, the better your ends will be. So by saying that, you can get you a young stud in the draft. You can get you somebody in free agency that's not going to cost you a boatload of money. If Snacks Harrison comes here on a good contract, get him. I don't give a damn if it's 1 year. Get him. So you got to bolster your team. So now that because I thought it was going to be one or the other. Either Byron Jones or Quinn. I didn't think there was going to be both. I didn't think we were going to lose both Byron Jones and Quinn and Randall Cobb. So now you got to get a receiver. You got to get a slot receiver. You got to get secondary, safety, and a cornerback because you still got to re-sign Jeff Heath. If they want to. I don't know. And then you got to find a edge rusher. And money and because of the fact that Dak Prescott did not sign his damn contract and he's got the franchise tag on him, and if he plays with that, that's money that comes off of the cap right now, and we're losing cap space. So if you would have signed him to a long-term contract, it would have took less stress off of the cap this year, and we would have been able to sign everybody. But Dak was the holdup. So I don't know if it was him, his agent. I don't know. I can't judge until I know exactly what it is. I'm just gonna say because the contract wasn't signed, this is where we are. So guys, let me know what you think about everything I said, Witten, all the other guys that we lost, things of that nature. And what guys do you want to see in free agency? Chris Harris is out there. Snacks Harrison is still out there. There's some good guys still out there. So, you know, Cowboys don't do anything till third or fourth day anyway. So by the end of this week, we'll see what happens. Because like I said, free agency really doesn't open up till tomorrow. So we'll see. All right, y'all. It's your boy E2 Blue. Always keeping it real. Talk to y'all soon.